knows what he's set in motion here. He had to take last season as a kind of a hit, not quite to achieve what he wanted, but to lay the foundations to play the way that City are playing right now.
Sané, rather an inaccurate ball back, but Ederson, you almost have to play as a sweeper at times. Big article with him today talking about all of that. He enjoys it. He used to be a fullback in his youth.
You can tell he's great with his feet, and some of his kicking, his long-range kicking, the accuracy. It's a requirement that Pep Guardiola demands from his goalkeeper, and it's a huge part of how the team play.
Asmir Begovic, the goalkeeper for Bournemouth, he has won in a league game in this stadium in his days with Stoke City back in 2014. Kept a clean sheet too.
So that's a good omen.
At least he knows what it's like. City have scored in their last 23 Premier League games. Adam Smith to lay this one forward. Cut out by Fernandinho. What a season he's having. Playing in that holding midfield role. Pep Guardiola saying the other day, he was asked if he'd like to play in his own team. He said, well, Fernandinho's much better than me. Not sure about that.
That's some compliment. I think Fernandinho will take that.
He will.
But, he's been a key part of allowing the likes of De Bruyne and Silva to be so adventurous. And he just sits in front of that back four and does an outstanding job. Sometimes unnoticed.
Callum Wilson did well there to win that corner for Bournemouth. Some tall players in there, including Jack Simpson, the Premier League debutant, wearing number 42.
Can't bear to see a delivery coming out. It's such a key area for Bournemouth set pieces today in order to get a goal. And when you see the delivery come in like that and not clear the first man, it's criminal, really.
Eddie Howe will know they've got to make them count. Going to spend an awful lot of time, you'd imagine, without the football today. Here is Fernandinho. To Otamendi, one of those players who've improved beyond recognition. City's defence was regarded as their Achilles heel before this season, but they have the joint best defence in the league alongside Manchester United.
You feel that a lot of that is because they just dominate so much possession. I think Guardiola focuses a lot on having the ball and that being the best line of defence.
Walker looking to cut inside. De Bruyne with another of those wonderful balls in, which took some defending Steve Cook, got his head to it. Wonder where it was going for a moment, I think.
It's a great little setback here. Lovely first time ball from De Bruyne. Great ball in. And Cook, it was difficult. Just went over Aki's head and could have easily headed that into the bottom corner of his own net.
At least he was in the right place. De Bruyne. This one fizzes to the near post this time. He's got all kinds of deliveries and tricks up his sleeve. De Bruyne playing right at the top of his game. It'd be favourite footballer of the year, I'd say, at the moment. David Silva this time. Fraser was back helping out the defence. Yep, De Bruyne or Mo Salah of Liverpool leading the way in the footballer of the year contest, I'd say.
De Bruyne just edging it for me. I know Salah's been in unbelievable form and the goals he's scoring, but just to watch De Bruyne and how he executes his passes, technically shooting, it's just great to watch.
Kept on by Sterling. Bournemouth doing their job well, pressing the ball, getting it back.
That's the difference there that Guardiola wants as well, that regain.
Aguero to Sané. Some bewildering one-touch football in there. Hyde tries to get Bournemouth out of trouble. Back to Adam Smith. Fernandinho. David Silva. Aguero flags up just offside.
Just caught him there. It was a good line from Bournemouth. A little bit risky, but if they're all on the same page and they're all well marshalled, look, a lovely straight line. Aki just holds his run and Aguero strays a couple of yards offside, but just a quick idea of the devastation of how quickly David Silva can feed that ball in there.
Renewed reports this morning about Aguero not being happy at Manchester City since Gabriel Jesus arrived, but at the moment he's the guy with the starting slot.
Absolutely. I mean, what a position for a manager to have of two players of that quality, scrapping each week, every day in training to want to win that shirt and be in the team. And I think City have enough matches in order for both of them to play a huge part in this team this season.
He's playing his 100th Premier League game for Manchester City in this stadium. 70 goals in the other 99. Not bad, is it?
Fabulous, that.
In all competitions, he's on 99 goals for Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. Next one's the 100. Now hits Mike Jones, gives Bournemouth back possession. Referee getting in the way. It's a lovely touch to Gosling as far as Bournemouth are concerned. Eyed. And Stanislas. Well then, the referee is the most relieved man in the stadium because that nearly produced a Bournemouth goal, that inadvertent touch from the referee.
Absolutely, lovely touch just here from the referee, just cushions it in nicely. But once they do win the ball, Bournemouth, they have some good intent here. Nice ball down the line. And I've got to say, I picked out Stanislas really well, just a little bit too much pace on the cross. Could have maybe just took a bit of pace off that ball.
Bournemouth have got an injury. Stanislas is down injured after hitting that. It doesn't look good, does it?
No, I can see his right hamstring's got some taping on it. I think he did pull up with a hamstring a few months ago. So,
well, it's the last thing Bournemouth need ahead of this hectic festive period. They've already got a lot of players out of the side at the moment. Josh King, Harry Arter, Simon Francis, Charlie Daniels, Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah, he's definitely felt something there, and I think once you feel that twinge in that hamstring area, it's so difficult to move quickly and sprint. You can tell by his body language. He knows as soon as he's had a go at that shot that he's had a slight twinge in there, which generally means that you have to come off.
Eddie Howe must be thinking it never rains. Yeah, you just can't take a risk with those, can you?
You can't carry on. The moment you then go to explode and sprint with the strain in the hamstring like that, you're just going to tear it further.
It's going to be Mark Pugh to make way, one of those who's lost his place in the side today following the home defeat last week against Liverpool. Yeah, that's the race run for poor old junior Stanislas, who's had his share of injury problems.
Substitution for Bournemouth, season number 19, junior Stanislas being replaced by number 7, Mark Pugh.
He's one of those who's played in 3 divisions for Bournemouth. Part of their story is they've risen from League One to the Premier League. Same with Steve Cook. At the back, Harry Arter and Charlie Daniels are not in the side today. Quite a journey. When Eddie Howe first took over this club, his first spell, they were 91st in the Football League.
I think it's great that so many that are still at the club and still, playing in the Premier League now. I think it shows how much the managers improved them and also how much the way the team plays since then.
Otamendi, Manchester City in no hurry. Delph. Here's Raheem Sterling, change of pace, got him away from Fraser. Cross wasn't so good. Simpson able to cut it out. What a day for Jack Simpson to be making his Premier League debut here with Manchester City in such rampant form.
So I've been impressed with the way he started. I think he's looked good, he's looked assured. He's not put a foot wrong at the moment, and it's good to get through the first 5-10 minutes quite steady, which I think is a good plus for him.
Been at the club since he was 8 years old and scored on his debut in the League Cup this season against Middlesbrough. In a week.